Following the success of the first radio show on Mother's Day 1945, Father Peyton attempted other programs with different broadcasters in New York. It soon became clear that he would need to go to Los Angeles. That was no small feat, but with the end of World War II, most trains were being used for troop movement across the United States. But one day, Father Peyton walked into his office, and the head of the Sisters of St. Joseph handed Father Peyton a ticket to Los Angeles. It seems that one of her sisters had planned a visit to her family in California. But hearing of Father Peyton's need, she instead donated her train ticket to him. With the ticket and a dream, Peyton set out for Hollywood. Arriving in Los Angeles, he went directly to the Archdiocese of Los Angeles Cathedral, St. Vibiana. He paused to pray as he waited to see Bishop Cantwell. While he prayed, Monsignor John Colley came over and asked if he needed anything. It turned out that Colley was from the same region of Ireland as Peyton. The two struck up an instant friendship. With Colley's help, Father Peyton secured support from then Archbishop Cantwell. Monsignor Colley also sent Peyton to some of the local parishes to meet pastors who could introduce him to actors and entertainment industry professionals. At Good Shepherd Parish in Beverly Hills, he met Irene Dunn, Ethel Barrymore, Charles Boyer, Maureen O'Hara, and they all pledged to help with Father Peyton's proposed radio program. Along with actors, Father Peyton made an impression on Colonel Tom Lewis, who was the outgoing director of Armed Forces Radio and was also married to actress Loretta Young. The couple was instrumental in helping Father Peyton line up potential studios, writers, and musicians. With signed letters of commitment to his project, Peyton returned to Mutual to plead for a national radio show. Mutual had some interest, but with conditions. They would supply the studio and airtime, but Peyton would need to find a major star each week to host the program, and he would have to pay the writers, actors, and orchestra to the tune of $2,000 per week. That same amount today would equal over $26,000 a week. The second condition was even more challenging to Peyton personally. The shows had to be ecumenical. They would not permit him to pray the rosary. In fact, the stories could not even include the words Catholic, Protestant, Jewish, or non-denominational. He was allowed to create commercials within the programs in which he could promote the family rosary. Father Peyton was torn. He sought the advice of his friend Archbishop Francis Spellman of New York, who told Peyton,
"If Our Lady can't get a full loaf, she will take half. And if she is not even offered a half, she will take crumbs."
Peyton went forward. With help from Colonel Lewis and some of the best writers in Hollywood, he began Family Theater of the Air.
The Mutual Broadcasting System presents The Family Theater, starring Loretta Young and Don Amici, with Jimmy Stewart as your host.
Family Theater needed a tagline, and with the help of Els Capone, an ad writer, they came up with "The family that prays together stays together," a slogan that is now known throughout the world. Hollywood's biggest stars acted in the family theater dramas. Jack Benny, Lucille Ball, Kirk Douglas, Bob Hope, Rosalind Russo, Natalie Wood, and Maureen O'Sullivan, to name just a few. By 1952, Family Theater of the Air was heard on 460 stations nationally in the Mutual Network, and around the world on Armed Forces Radio. The show stayed on the air for another 16 years. Family Theater also eventually created a religious show on Mutual called The Marian Hour and many holiday specials. Radio was just the beginning of Father Peyton's media ministry. Many of these programs were remastered in the 2000s and are delighting radio audiences even today. Next, Father Peyton's Family Theater produces television and film.